Let me tell you the story from long ago when justice was dispensed summarily without due care for the life of an individual. How the silence of one almost took a soul to the end of his rope. Yet love eventually won through, and an old nag proved to be of some worth. Come, follow me now into the courtroom. Bring him before the bench, came the command of the local magistrate, a man of distinguished attire, and ready to demonstrate the hand of fate on fellows mired. These poor wretched creatures, whose lives are in their faces, creviced, wind-blown, dried, and sore. Bring him before the bench, else I dispense justice in his absence. Bedraggled and in chains brought they the man, resigned to his hopeless fate, miserable waif and penniless soul, unable to remonstrate, his legs now shackled to the pole. The wealthy onlookers sitting in the gallery, wigged, powdered, dainty, and smug. Bedraggled and in chains, waiting in shock, a prisoner in the dock. Bailiff cries, "Here's the faith," said he of him, accusing without mercy blood-red-coated sheriff's servant, eager to accuse he, smiling with a grin so fervent, whilst lazy advocate, reclining nonchalantly, bored, arrogant, without shame, bailiff cries, "Here's the thief! Be done with him! Lock him up in a dungeon grim! Order! Order! Order!" decreed the judge, with stern, steely composure, ruffled sleeves and satin jacket, hoping for a quick closure. Scowling looks over Tom Tackett, desperate criminal, scratching his lice-ridden head, scared, beaten, with little hope. "Order! Order! Order!" repeated Cole. Silence came upon the house. "Who accuses this man?" Blacksmith stands forth. Man of muscular build, leather apron and sweat-stained skin, respected by his guild, confident of an all-out win, admired by citizens, taking a very deep breath, throwing daggered looks at Tom. "Who accuses this man?" "I, your honour." "What evidence is there?" shouts the defence. A scraggy little mare, ungroomed, unshod, one-eyed, limping, his hapless equine stare, looks to them a decrepit thing, pitied by one and all, now led to the centre court for the multitude to see. "What evidence is there?" "The Oscar, sir, such as is standing by me. He stole me precious horse, galloped away, leaving a shoe behind." A cry came from the dock.
"It ain't mine. Why steal a horse, half blind? The guilted man's a lying swine. Me feet are covered fine."
The spectators smirked and laughed. The advocate fell off his chair. "He stole me precious horse, me finest mare. To the gallows with this man." "I'll have you in contempt," the judge declares, "if you speak out of turn. The punishment is mine to give, but first the truth we'll learn."
"I borrowed the horse from the smith. 'Twas a damsel in distress,"
said Tackett with a beam.
"Just like this she gave a scream.
Help! I'll have you in condemned, noisy fellow. The judge put him in his place.
Let the damsel speak up.
The bailiff shouts. Sadly, she held her peace. Too shy was she to testify. She wished the trial cease. Then brought a hanky to her eye, avoiding blacksmith's gaze. All they heard was sobs and sighs. Then poor Tom, he felt dismayed.
Let the damsel speak up.
The cry rang out, but never a word said she. His fate was in her hands. All seemed so doomed. Ain't she the blacksmith's girl? A slow voice from the balcony created quite a whirl. Her face was now pure agony. The judge called, "Speak up. Were you in the river, dear?" Tom's heart pounded in his chest. His fate was in her hands. She would not yield, truth remaining unrevealed. The judge, he had no choice but to condemn. Wearing the sentence cap, declares, "You shall be hung tonight." A woman sighed, "Poor chap." The crowd cries out, "Too right." Now advocate resigns, heads off to the wig and cap inn. Bailiff grins from ear to ear. The judge, he had no choice. Without witness, the condemned shall surely die. That night, 'twas to be done. They dragged him off, the rope slung o'er the tree. Mocking crowds came from far and wide the spectacle to see. The noose around his neck was tied. A preacher man arrived. He blessed him as best he could. Tom, he shed a hopeless tear. That night, 'twas to be done. A sudden stir from crowded streets. Came a voice. Blacksmith called, "Set him free!" Quiet went the crowd. Tom, his eyes seemed lighter, saw the father and his daughter. His future looking brighter. 'Tis now they avoid this slaughter. Her testimony sure, the girl finally spoke out. "He saved me from the water." "Give him the oss. I will not less for her life." Still, standing by the rope, Tom spoke his mind.
"He'll pay the hangman. I've naught in my pockets, you see. The Scotsman clearly can pay this most exorbitant fee."
"Too right. He surely must," cried someone from the crowd. The matter was thus dealt with. Still, standing by the rope, Tom spoke his mind.
"I've something to say to you. I want your finest mare, not one that's blind, ungroomed, unshod and lame. Now is this all your daughter's worth? 'Twould be a crying shame. Give her to me."
He laughed with mirth.
"I'll treasure her for sure. You near took me bleeding life. I'll take your daughter for me wife. I want your finest mare."
Take her he did. Justice served. Thus ends this tale.